Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be modifying my Audi S4's exhaust. And yeah, I know exhaust videos are probably the most overdone thing out there. Everybody's straight piping their car or taking it to an exhaust shop, but we're not doing either of those. We're doing it here in this driveway as well. So let's dive into it. It's already straight piped all the way from the cats all the way to the back. The only two silences we've got are one each side at the back. This car's already unbearably loud, so we need to do something about it. I've even tried putting an exhaust wrap around it to try and make it a little bit quieter, and that's kind of helped, but it's not done enough. My idea then is to fit two of the resonators to the car, but further down the line and closer to the front. So now let's go on a drive and I'll show you how loud it is. Don't get me wrong though, outside of the car it sounds wicked. I don't know if you can hear that, but it just goes completely through you, especially when you're sat in the car. And like now I'm doing about 60, you can just feel it go through you. You can't even think, like it's just a bit too much, so we need to do something about it. It does sound good, it's just a shame it drones so badly. I still want some noise, but I don't want quite as much as we've got. So what I'm hoping for then is that putting two resonators in at the front closest to downpipes is going to take some of the droning away, make it a bit more bearable for everyday driving. Let's try and see if this solves it, and I'm hoping it'll also make the exhaust sound a little bit better as well. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to sound like after this, but I'm kind of hoping it's going to be improvement, and at least if I'm driving inside of here and it doesn't drone as much, it's a plus. Okay, so now all we need to do is get it off. Okay, so I've just jacked it up and this exhaust is hanging off. What thing's happened is it slipped off the hanger here, so I might need to bend that back with a hammer, and I'm probably going to try and sort that bush out there. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing, and if you haven't already, tap down below and hit subscribe. Let's get on to it. So it's already got an X pipe in it, and the plan is to get rid of this X pipe and put two resonators in place of it instead. So I need to start off by doing these clamps down here, get this exhaust wrap off, and then we can try and judge or figure out how big the resonators need to be and how we can make it work. So now I've got that off, my plan is to cut somewhere around here on each one. So we've got two kind of flats on each side which we can use to clamp the new bit onto. So here as well they're going to slide in, and up here we're going to clamp them on to this existing bit here. And they're about the same size, so that's about 63.4, 2.5 inch. That's the same, I think maybe 0.4 mil bigger, but it's not really too drastic, is it? Yeah, if I measure that one there, that's about 2.5 inch. So what I'm going to do is use that to clamp it to. What I'm going to try and do to figure out how long they need to be is I'm just going to measure from here to there, and I'm going to allow about an inch or two inside of here so that we can slot it in. What I also need to do is measure between this point here and this point here to see how big we can actually have the resonators, and I'm thinking it'll be somewhere between 3 to 4 inches. So what I'm going to do is measure between the centre of one here and here. Okay, so I'm going to do some measurements and try and figure out what size they need to be. I've done my measurements now, and between there it's about 150 mil, so I think I can get away with 4-inch resonators on each side. For length then, I think I need about 14 or 15-inch resonators, and any free play can be taken up in the clamp itself here. For overall length, I need about 14 or 15 inches, and then any free play can be taken up in the free space between the downpipe and the clamp. I've also measured between here and here, it's about 125 mil, but on these pipes at the top there is a flex pipe, so we should be able to get away with it. Now we've made our measurements, let's get the back half off. So I started off by undoing both the bushes and undoing this chassis mount, and then giving it a few whacks with a hammer. Then I moved on to undoing both the rear bushes and deciding that I needed a bigger hammer. After a few hard hits and quite a while later, eventually it came off. What a nightmare that was. So I've got it off, and also part of it's cracked. I'm not sure how it's happened, but this tab here that kind of holds the two of them together is broken off. I'm not sure if that's happened at some point or it's when I've taken it off and it's just broken off, but it shouldn't be too much hassle. I should just push it back together, give it a weld. I haven't got any gas anyway, so it's going to have to be gasless weld. Okay, so now that's off, I'm going to pop out and get some resonators for this, because now we know what size we need, what we can fit in there, and I'll see you in a sec. But wait a minute, did I just hear someone say, start the car without an exhaust on? Or was that just my thoughts? Right, here they are. So I've gone to get these, and basically there was a bit of an issue because I called up and asked about them and said that they needed to be 64mm, but they go off the inside diameter. I was going off the outside diameter, so these are like a sleeve now. And what I'm going to do, instead of it being sleeved at one end, it's going to be in the opposite end. So this is going to slide into the back part, and then we're going to slide that in and try and cut this down to fit. And then in theory, this part of the front should slide onto the downpipe. Right, now to fit them, we need to cut this off. So I'm going to try and cut them with a pipe cutter, and if that doesn't work, the angle grinder's coming out. Right, so I've been cutting away with this for ages now, probably at least half an hour, and it's not even really made a mark in it. I realised because it's such a hard stone, it's what it's doing, all these wheels or teeth, blades, whatever you want to call them, they're just going blunt because it's that hard, it's just not even digging into it. So I'm going to finish it off with a hacksaw, and I'm probably going to take that side off and cut the other side clean off with an angle grinder. Thank God for that. Right, so I'm going to unbolt that side now, and the angle grinder's coming out. Now I know some of you angle grinder experts are going to be wondering why I've taken the whole downpipe off the car and I've not just cut it straight off on there. Well, to me, it just seemed a lot easier to undo 3 bolts. It takes me about 5 minutes, and then instead of getting in all sorts of weird and awkward angles trying to make a clean cut on it. So I just thought this would be quicker and an easier way of doing it. Tomorrow what I need to do then is get another grinding disc, and then I'm literally just going to cut it clean off here. Of course, we've all got our own way of doing things. To me, this just made more sense. I've got my Elton John on and I started cutting. Right, so now that's all done, all we need to do is bolt this back on and fit the resonators. And yeah, I know the cut on it isn't exactly the best, but it's really not going to matter as soon as we bolt them on. Right, so before I put the exhaust on, I'm also going to swap out the rear bushes on it. Literally all of these cheap Chinese pulley bushes, about £5 for of them. So I thought I'd give them a go. Pretty much the same size, inner diameter is the same. So swap them over, see how we'll get on with them. We've not really got much to lose. Right, so what we'll also notice, this heat shield here, it's a bit rattly, and what's happened is around the outside of the bolts they've corroded away, so I'm going to try and put some bigger washers on there, reclamp it, and then we'll put it on.
Open spaces, burning pages and sunlit meadows. In my heart is a waterfall of secret highways and silver linings and two dogs fighting. My heart is a waterfall. Catch me for fun. Catch me for fun. My heart is a waterfall. Catch me for fun. Catch me for fun. In my heart.
Right, now that's on, I need to cut myself a pair of sleeves, probably about 3 or 4 inches, slide it inside of here, wiggle it on somehow, and then literally move the sleeve in and out a little bit, and then literally just clamp it like that. So I made a few guesstimations and cut them down to about 3 or 4 inches, and the cuts aren't perfect, but it's really not going to matter, is it? Now all we need to do is put everything back together. In the end, I actually had to drop the exhaust down to get these fitted in because I couldn't actually slide them in with the exhaust mounted fully up. Now that everything's all together, all I need to do is tighten up the clamps and make sure that it's not hitting everything. After a few attempts, I've got everything just about right. Right, so that was an absolute nightmare to do, but I've got it on now, and now I just need to start the car up, check if there's any leaks, and see what happens. Right, so it sounds like it's leaking. It's leaking by the sounds of it, and I think it's from this dodgy clamp here, so I'm going to take that one off and put another one on, because I think it's just not clamping it properly. The rest of them seem okay, but I think it's just that little bit there. Yeah, things don't always go to plan, do they? Now that's stuck in. Why do things always go wrong? Right, so I haven't actually got another clamp, but I've tried to bend this one back into shape, and I think it was just at the clamp. When I put it on a bit of an angle, so it was probably like a bit tilted, and I didn't really notice that, so I've just done it up on the angle. I think that might have been why it started leaking. So let's put this on and see what happens. Hopefully that will solve it. Let's pray to God. Thank God for that. I think I solved it. So under here, we're all okay. And now we just need to put that transmission mount in, and then I've got another fuse to go on the back. Right, so this transmission mount here, it's literally probably the easiest thing I've ever done. It's made out of the finest quality Chinesium, and all we have to do is undo them two M10 bolts and bolt it, and we literally just slide this in, and that's it. And I think I need something easy after that exhaust as well, so let's get it on. To get this diffuser off then, I think there are only about 3 T20 or T25 bolts along here that I need to undo. I'm going to undo them, and then I should be able to slide it off. That looks so good. It's so much better compared to the factory one. I love how these fins stick down, and the carbon on here of course goes with the inside of the car. For me, that just tops it all off. So I'm going to go and have a shower because I'm absolutely filthy. It's been a hell of a long day, and it's been a bit of a pain trying to get the exhaust aligned, but I need to get myself a shower. I'm absolutely filthy, and then tomorrow we'll shower the car as well. We'll give it a wash, see if it's made any difference, and get a proper look at what the diffuser actually looks like when it's dropped down. So yeah, I'll see you in the morning. tonight. I've just been to the shop and got myself a drink. That was a lot of hard work, but it's well worth it. So anyway, need to show you the car, show you the diffuser on it, and what it actually sounds like. So far then, it actually does sound quite a bit better. And to be honest, it's still quite loud, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than what it was actually like. But so we'll try it now. It's still quite loud, don't get me wrong, it's still like really loud to be fair, but it does sound a lot better. So maybe at a later date I might put another little bit in, like an X-Pipe. I don't know if I'm bothered, but this is actually bearable now, like I say. It's not droning as much. Yeah, it's not perfect. Some of you may have preferred it before, but it's getting to the point where you can't even think when you're driving. Yeah, so I need to show you that diffuser now anyway, don't I? So there we go. I think that diffuser looks a lot better on the car, and I think it really kind of completes the outside of the car in my opinion anyway. But if you think there's other things we should be doing to the outside, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. I've noticed it's a little bit wonky. What I think's happened then is when I've welded that back on, or as the bracket snapped off, it's bent. And from it bending, that's why welding it back on in that angle without checking it, it's kind of made it go on the wonk a bit. But right now it's not a major issue, and it's pretty much ruled out the draining from the car, and it's something we can always come back to at a later date. It does sound a lot better, but you've got to let me know your thoughts now. So basically I'm slowly coming to the end of what I'm doing with this, and it's slowly taking shape that I wanted it to. I don't want to go too overboard in this car because it's already a nice car, and it's a car that I've wanted for a hell of a long time, and I finally got one. And I never bought it to do this with as well, because when I originally got it, it was just a car that I got for me, technically, let's say. And, you know, I bought some bits for it and I thought it would just be, you know, fun to film it. But I've enjoyed doing it so much, I'm kind of debating now, like, about getting something that's just completely out there and completely crazy that we can go to town on. Something like a non-runner maybe something with bad bodywork. I'm not entirely sure. I'm fairly happy to do most things, but you've got to let me know what you think. Is it the mechanical stuff you prefer, or is it like doing the bodywork stuff, or is it how the cars look different? I'm not really sure, but yeah, I've just really enjoyed doing it, to be honest. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course, if you're new here, tap down below, hit subscribe, like, comment, share, let me know your thoughts, and just let me know where you want things to go with this channel, because like I say, with this, I feel like I'm running out of things to do, and I want to push myself into something new and something more challenging, and I think you deserve that as well. So I'll catch you next time. See you in a bit.